Welcome to Sundays with PP, short weekly resets to help you enjoy your youth, know yourself, and get ready for a future that's changing fast. So, today I want to talk to you about, first, my little setup here. I've got my microphone. I've actually got a music stand with my notes on it. I've got these lights, and I'm jumping right in. I've always wanted to do something like this. And like I said in my first video, which actually is unlisted, I'm just giving this a try. So this is Sundays with PP. I'm Principal Pritchard, and so welcome. If this is your first time joining, for many of you it will be, but if this is in the future and you're joining for the first time, yes, I really do dress like this, and yes, I do like it. So today I just kind of want to talk about a core idea of your strengths leave clues in your life. So your strengths, hard word to say, leave clues in your life. And the problem is that most people never stop to look for them. Now, why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because this is along the topic of trying to figure out who you are, what you want to do with your life, what major do you want to choose in college. And a lot of times we're pressured by outside or external forces. And we kind of go with the flow, go into college, go into a job without any real plan or knowledge of what we want to do. But at the core of that is we don't understand who we are. And I don't want you to wait until you're 40 years old to figure it out. So, how do you do that? Well, you have natural strengths. And so, your strengths are what give you your clues. So, what I want you to do is help you look for them. And the first thing, most important thing, is that your strengths show up in patterns. You'll probably hear people say things like, wow, you're so good at this. I don't understand how you do it. Or something along those lines. And you think to yourself, doesn't everybody do this? Or this is easy. I don't understand how other people can't do it. Well, that is one of your strengths, whatever it is. I have students that draw all the time, anime. There's some really great realists, I guess you'd call them, just really, really talented students. There's all kinds of things that you could do with that even now. I mean, you could sell designs for greeting cards and do that on Amazon. And that's one example of all the things that you can do. So I think you have more resources than you realize at your disposal. And this is why I'm always going to mention having some kind of mentor in your life or some creative person that can think outside of the box and help you to really zone in on what your strengths are and how you can use those as a career or at the very least a side hustle. So your strengths show up in patterns. They're not in tests. So what comes easier to you than to others? What do people naturally ask you to help them with? What do you pick up faster than is normally expected? So strengths usually look normal to the person that has them. So if something is normal to you and it's not normal to others, start journaling and write that stuff down. Trust me, journaling is going to be very helpful to you in your life right now, being high school, even early college. Don't just write what happens during the day, but which is good, but try to concentrate on, what do people tell me I'm good at? What do people compliment me on? It's not always sports. Maybe people think that you're just a natural when it comes to speaking in front of people. Well, that could be a clue to your strength and what you could do with your life. Another clue, aside from strengths showing up in patterns, is energy. What gives you energy? Now, just because you're tired after something doesn't mean that it drains you. You could be tired and satisfied or accomplished. I mean, after a workout session with all that dopamine going through you, yeah, you feel tired, but you also feel satisfied. Maybe drawing leaves you feeling satisfied, but the concentration leaves you tired. Maybe talking to people leaves you tired, but you're satisfied. Maybe talking to people gives you energy and excites you. Maybe brainstorming and thinking of new ideas excites you. Whatever it is, pay attention to where your energy flows, because that's a really good tip on what you might be good at. So, what are some things that drain you in a bad way? What are some things that make you feel tired but satisfied? So, pay attention to what gives you momentum and pay attention to what makes you avoid starting. Now, you might be avoiding it because you're lazy, but you might be avoiding it because thinking about doing it just drains you immediately. Well, that might not be something that you would want to do for your life. So, strengths show up in patterns, and energy drives momentum. One important thing, too, is you don't have to have everything figured out, you don't have to have it perfect. That's why I tell you what I have in these videos. I'm just getting started. I have my notes on a music stand, which you can probably tell I'm looking at something. Eventually I might get one of those script things where I'm just reading off some kind of teleprompter. So it looks like I'm actually talking to you. I've got these two circular light things that are helping me, I don't know, with brightness and helping you be able to see my face. But I'm stumbling through this because I want you to see that just getting started is the most important thing. Try new things and get in the habit of trying new things. It's so important to know that you are building habits right now, habits of thought, which lead to habits of activity or inactivity, not doing anything. So, what habits do you want to have in the future? What kind of person do you want to be in the future? Those are the things that you're building right now, and knowing your strengths and knowing where your energy feels best or is most utilized in the best way is going to be super helpful for your future. Doing the hard things first, the things that you don't want to do, but have to do those first, because that's going to create momentum and energy. That's a habit and that's a skill. But I digress. So, your strengths show up in patterns, they leave clues for your life. Energy leaves a clue for your life. So, let me leave you with some challenges. I want you to journal. I want you to start keeping track. Do a video vlog if you want to. I'm going to be putting this up on our EduBlogs because this was a challenge for me to get going with something in two different areas, the Wealth Portal and our passion projects at school. So, what do you naturally feel good at? What do people tell you that you seem naturally good at? What do people come and ask you advice for? When do you feel most in your zone or focused? What activities leave you tired, but in a good way? So, write three things that you feel like you're good at. Write three things down that give you energy. Now, this is the beginning of understanding your strengths. This is the beginning of understanding who you are. We're going to talk a lot about a lot of stuff, figuring out who you are, anxieties, all of those things, because I want you to enjoy your youth. I want you to get to know yourself, to love yourself, and to get ready for a future that's changing fast. So pay attention to who you're becoming, and I promise you, your future is going to grow out of it. And if you're not paying attention, your future is going to grow out of that too. So pay attention to who you're becoming. Learn to like and love yourself. And we'll touch more on that later too. Your future is going to grow out of your present thoughts and your present actions. So pay attention. All right, so that's your assignment is I want you to journal. I want you to journal three things that you're good at. I want you to journal three things that give you energy. So I'll see you next Sunday, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. And please subscribe, like, whatever it is that needs to be done, because I want this to be a time where you can Really get ahead of most people your age. Really get ahead of maybe where your parents were at your age, which is what they want for you. Trust me, there are people in your life that do want to see you succeed. Not everybody is against you. I'm certainly not. That's why I'm doing this. I want you to know that there's some stranger out there that's rooting for you and wants you to know that you are better than you know. So, this Sunday, start reflecting on what your strengths are, what gives you energy, and you know what? Dream big. Dream big for your life. Nobody else is going to do it for you. All right, see you next week. Hats off to you. God loves you. So do I.